Hello, everybody. Uh, where is she? There she is. Callie and I are just sitting here, and Scott and I took a little trip down to Ellery. I didn't do any videotaping down there, but I found out some interesting things that are going to be happening in Ellery, South Carolina, which is a very small town between here and Santee, which isn't far from Savannah. And so it was just basically a quick road trip. And we wanted to go down because last year we went to Ellery on Christmas Day. And of course, it was completely shut down. The whole town is only open Wednesday through Saturday from 11 to 4 p.m. or something like that. So we wanted to go on a day where we could go into there was Auntie's attic, and there was junk and disorderly. And we went in one other shop, but I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the shop. That's horrible. But we did buy one thing. And hi, Ian. Hi, Teresa. The reason I bought something, I don't know if anybody else does this or not, but if a place has a public restroom that I can utilize while I'm out and about, I feel I have to buy something. So I walked around this place, and finally I spotted this, and it had to come home with me because it's so cool looking. Look, it says create, and I'd like to hang it right here on the back of my kitchen cabinets. So I'm going to get with Scott and get that hung up. And it's metal and wood. So it's a mixed media. And I thought it was just beautiful. And it could go with the other create sign. And I'm thinking of getting, because my sewing area is kind of dark. Do you know those like strands of lights, but they come down like a waterfall? I'm thinking of putting some up there behind the thread spools, maybe along in there, so that it comes down. I can turn them on when I'm sewing and give myself some extra light over there. And I did overdo yesterday, and my neck has been, where I have the pinched nerve, has been really, really painful. And so the car ride was a little rough. So when we got back, I got in the bed and I've been asleep for hours, which is crazy, which means I probably won't be able to sleep tonight. But about Ellery, one of the ladies, she was telling us things that are coming. They're going to have a coffee and ice cream parlor together, so you could get coffee and ice cream. There's a new barbecue place. They were home to a teapot museum that was within a building shaped like a teapot. And she told me that somebody has bought it and they're refurbishing it and turning it into a bed, a B&B. So you can stay the night inside the world's largest teapot. And I thought that was so cool. And so when they get that opened, we'll go and I'll get a little video clip or something of the teapot building. But she told me there are several other businesses coming in, and I don't remember what they were, because I started looking as she was continuing to talk to Scott. I started looking in her shop. So it's a quaint little town. It's where we went last Christmas Day, and we did do a little video, if I remember right, of Ellery. So if you look at last Christmas Day, there's a video up over there, I think. But we had a good day today. We were going to stop somewhere, but there really is no place to stop down there to eat. So we drove back home. And we were about maybe an hour and a half from the house, maybe. And then it's all back roads too. So we were in the middle of nowhere, And we got back, we took naps, and just woke up and had a bowl of cereal for supper. Woohoo! Cereal for supper. But I got in my new issue of Quilter's World, and I thought I would do a flip through on it. And I'm glad some people are watching the videos of me reading the stories for the kids. Those videos are not monetized because I don't want to profit over, somebody else's work. And I do give copyright information and stuff. And those books were all copyrighted in the 1950s so far. I was born in the 60s. Magazines come with so much garbage. All I want is my magazine. I don't need all the extra stuff, but I'm going to bring you down and we'll look through here real quick, and then I'll let you go. I'm wearing my cat shirt today. All the little girls were like, "Ma'am, I love your shirt." And in the shop called Junk and Disorderly down there, they had a Great Dane and a couple smaller older dogs walking around in there. The two old dogs looked like really old, like probably they were in their 20s. They had cataracts and they were kind of stumbling around. And the Great Dane, every time somebody new would come in, he'd walk up to them like, "Hey, how you doing? Pet me." And I was surprised they had it in there walking around because they have all kinds of glass in there. But hey, it's his house, not mine. So let's look at some Quilter's World. I meant to look and see when this expires because, Anne, I'm getting like you with I'm checking to see when these things are to expire. Spring of 2026 issue. This is the spring. This is my last issue. And I'm probably not going to get this one again because I have so many older magazines that I need to use up. So we'll just look through here real quick. I just opened this, as you saw. I usually read the letter from the editors. They've got some of their favorite finds and fun fat quarter quilts for the spring. And patchwork stars. This looks pretty. So you got a 49 patch and an Ohio star variation. And they've teamed them up. So you'll have the 49 patch here, and then right here is the Ohio star. Makes for a pretty quilt. There it is, where you could see it open. There. This one's called Windswept. It's like got the windmills in it, block A and block B. And there it is. That's pretty. I could see doing this as a 4-block baby quilt. It's always fun to look at the spring projects in December when you're cold and everything's in spring colors. That's so pretty. And see, I could see doing a wall hanging with just the watering can and a single flower. That could be pretty too. Or even just maybe 3 of the tulips together. So you can always modify these projects into ones that you could use as gifting ideas. Because see, the 3 flowers together would be a pretty little wall hanging on its own. This is actually a table runner. And there's the watering can by itself. This one's called Helicopter Seeds. It's very interesting. This one's sea glass. The modern log cabin. How very interesting. So it's worked the same as a log cabin, but they start off with a regular square and then they do a couple rows that are pieced blocks. That is interesting. I like that, and I could see if that was done in straight on black and white, how cool that would look. And it was designed by Mr. Scott Flanagan. Well done, Scott. Awesome. See, I just love that. Well done. I like that one a lot. This one's called Forget Me Not. It's a modern interpretation of the Irish chain quilt. That one would be easy to do for anybody, really. It looks complicated, but it's just bricks. The segments are called bricks when they're rectangles. Beach blossoms instead of peach blossoms. It's beach blossoms. Very beachy colors. The only thing that would make it even more beachy is if the yellows were actually a beige sandy color. It's still pretty. Starlit Drift by Rachel Craig. I like that one too. Looks like flying geese and, oh, they're actually calling it a shooting star block. So the block is just one unit, like this is a block, which is made up of several other blocks. This is talking about the quilt challenge for the new year for the ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. So you make a quilt and they gift it to somebody battling ALS, if I remember right. Please give the gift of a quilt to warm the life, the heart, and the lap of a person living with ALS and help raise awareness and research money for the ALS. And it's got contact information here. And if you live in Virginia Beach, they're at Hopes and Dreams on Central Drive. That would be a good feel good thing to do and get things out of your house and into the hands of somebody that could benefit from the love and generosity. Spring Meadow Table Runner. That's pretty. I'm thinking about the 3 bins of quilt tops that I have in the back. I might have to look and see what I have that's within their criteria. This is very modern. This you could do with scraps and just make a scrappy quilt. Just form the blocks the same way. Just cut you out a block out of muslin or whatever, and then just sew strips across it. You sew the longest strip down the middle, and then you start building off from it. It's a very, very cool project. I like that one. That one's pretty. A Color Pop by Chris Malone. Wow, that is a color pop. And again, if you do 4 blocks with this border, that could be a baby quilt right there, just like that. So easy. That's one thing I love about this magazine is you can turn it into a smaller quilt just by, limiting the blocks to a 4-block square. That's a baby quilt. I'm talking about raw edge fusible applique in here. Annie's Attic is doing a Crochet Collectibles Kit of the Month program, and it's amigurumi. Ocean Star. Getting to the end. This one's Charming Butterflies. Oh, what a simple way to do a butterfly. And it's got a heart border. Isn't that precious? I could see doing that in all kinds of pinks with a chocolate square, brown squares here, but do all pinks. Can you envision that in just all pinks? So it would look like strawberry and chocolate, I guess, or yeah. And the wings are actually hearts too. If you look at it, they're the same hearts they've used here are the wings. Awesome idea, Miss Holly Daniels. Well done. Beyond the Stars. These are all different stars you can do, designed by Julie Weaver. Another really good way to understand how to put blocks together is to do basically a sampler quilt and do it all the stars you want. That bowl of cereal is not setting well. So that's all the different stars you could do. And there it is as a quilt. Beth is live, so I'm going to let you guys go. And everybody can hop over that's here with me over to Beth's. And there's all the quilts in this magazine if you want to look for it. And again, that's Quilter's World, Spring 2026 edition. So thanks for hanging with me, those that hung with me. And I will see you guys. I'm still planning to do a Monday morning, but I'm not going to do any stitch hour on Monday. And then the rest of the week, I think we've all decided we're just going to spend it with our families. So I may or may not pop on again, but I will be on Monday morning at 6:30 to get us started on our index card project. See you then. Thanks. Bye.